Okay. One, two, three, four. Do ba do ba do do.
Nerds.
That's it. That's the one.
I like it.
Welcome. Do, 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 do. Nerds.
Perfect.
Let me just wet my whistle after that.
Okay, welcome back to our podcast. Let's see, we are book one, chapter 4.
Four.
What?
Wow.
Amazing. We made it this far. Today we're going to be talking about Harry Potter, and I know
Harry Potter. It's the one.
I mean, I know that I'm a fan of Harry Potter, but comparatively to you, it's like not even, it doesn't even come close.
I used to just eat, sleep, and breathe Harry Potter. I don't know if I'm allowed to name drop elementary friends on here, but I'm gonna do it.
Just first name.
Well, I mean, Nikki Joe. I mean, everyone's gonna figure that one out. She's probably the only Nikki Joe on the internet. Nikki Joe and Brittany and I used to skip out on recess and stay in the classroom and just quiz each other on Harry Potter.
Wait, is this the same Brittany with the castle? Like you guys used to like
Yeah.
reenact it in the castle?
Well, we didn't reenact Harry Potter in the castle. We were like literally 6 years old, and Harry Potter didn't exist yet. We used to play
Oh,
in a castle together. Yes.
oh, okay. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I should do a recap of Harry Potter since you did the Twilight recap.
Yeah. I think it could probably be pretty quick though, because most people are aware of Harry Potter.
I do agree. So, for those of you who have never seen Harry Potter or need a recap, Harry Potter follows a boy named Harry who was orphaned at birth because a Dark Lord wizard tried to kill him, but he was saved by a miracle. Nobody knew why. And it follows him going to school at a magical school that he starts at the age of 11 and he goes until 17. But throughout this time, he continually learns that this Dark Lord wasn't actually dead, and he has come back through a magical use of Horcruxes, or essentially, there's like 7 parts of him that they have to find and kill. And with the help of his friends, Ron and Hermione, plus a whole crew of good wizards and witch that help him along the way, he's able to overcome Voldemort, and it does an epilogue of 19 years later where he's happy and healthy.
That's pretty good. I will just add though that he did not go to school until he was 17. He dropped out when he was 17.
Yeah, I that is true. I forgot about that part.
Yeah. Yeah. And only Hermione went back to finish her 7th year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But did they give them an honorary graduation?
Yeah, yeah, they allowed them to like I mean here in the epilogue Harry's the head of the Auror's office.
Oh,
Yeah.
very specific question. Which book is your favorite book?
Okay. So, I'm wearing a Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix hat.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to think that Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix was my favorite book. Um, but I actually think it's Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why?
Um, I like that one the best just because I feel like okay. So Harry Potter 1, 2, and 3 are kind of their own standalone mystery fun stories.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think she actually wrote book 7 after that. She wrote 1, 2, 3, 7, then 4, 5, 6. So it was kind of like she realized like, oh, like this has to go somewhere ultimately over the whole series instead of like just each individual book, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like number 6 was just kind of the sweet spot of like it's its own individual story, but it also fits in the whole story arc.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I mean, if you think about it, like everything else is just something that's like I mean with like 4, 5, and 6, or 4, 5, 7, like each of those. Okay, so 4 is Goblet of Fire, which was the port key that ultimately made it so Voldemort could come back. He who must not be named could come back.
Yeah, whoa, watch yourself.
Yeah, I mean that's a taboo word. Those Death Eaters could just apparate right in here now. And okay, and then Order of the Phoenix. I mean that's the group that's like going against Voldemort, and then the Deathly Hallows, obviously, like that's like a huge thing because he's trying to stay alive forever. And there is argument there that the Half Blood Prince, like he's like an integral part, integral. I don't know how to say it.
Mhm.
For like foiling Voldemort, but like I don't know, like the story itself just didn't feel like it didn't feel like it was pushing along the whole Voldemort taking over the world story. Like it felt more like Harry had a mystery again, like who owned this book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that she wrote it that way. I just assumed that she like had a plan from the beginning.
Oh, I think she had to rewrite most of number 7. Like for instance, Arthur Weasley was supposed to be the one to die in Order of the Phoenix, but instead she killed Sirius.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you. I know that you're a big fan of the Harry Potter, and this might be a little bit off of the Harry Potter. Have you read Harry Potter and the Cursed Child?
So here's the thing. I don't care if J.K. Rowling endorses it. It's not canon.
Really?
I mean, okay, there's two schools of thought on it. Like the first one is she endorses it, so it's canon. But my school of thought is if you read Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban and the way the time turner works, okay, I guess I should back up. The Cursed Child is basically a time traveling story where
Mm-hmm.
they go back and like alter events from like Harry Potter's time. Um and okay, in Harry Potter in and the Prisoner of Azkaban, when they go back in time, everything that they're doing is happening real time before they go back in time. So for the Cursed Child to be canon, everything that they go back and change back in time would have happened in the books. Yeah.
Oh.
Like Buckbeak's death um in the book. It's been a while since I've read it, so I actually could be wrong on this, but they like hear the sound of the axe
Oh,
going
they don't
down.
see it.
They don't see it, they just hear it. And Harry and Hermione obviously save Buckbeak. And then he like does hit a pumpkin like he does in the movie, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that
But I
would
mean, there's other little things like Professor Lupin would have like legit straight mauled them if Hermione didn't pull him away.
uh-huh.
If back in time Hermione didn't. Which if he mauled them, then they wouldn't have been able to use the time turner to go back and then da 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 da, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I have not read Cursed Child because I refuse to believe that it's canon for a very logical reason, not just because I'm like, wow, that's a stupid story.
Because I think that they're making it into a movie.
Great, good for them. They should probably focus on making Fantastic Beasts a good franchise before they do that.
That's funny.
See, Fantastic Beasts is canon in my opinion
Well, she did
because
write the book, didn't
yeah,
she?
well, there is no book. She wrote the screenplay.
Oh.
Yeah, for the first two, I think, and then the most recent one, I think she had a co-writer to make it a more appealing movie. But there's so much drama that it's like just not. It didn't pick up steam, and I think they're done with Fantastic Beasts now.
No, I did see that they have a projected release date for
For
Fantastic
is
Beasts
there's
5,
going to be a fourth one?
4.
Oh, are they just going to end the franchise at 4 then?
I'm not sure. I just looked up the movies and that was one of them.
You know, she wrote another book, like a like supplemental material.
Hmm.
Like she wrote Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I
Yeah.
got that from book fair as a kid. And she also wrote Quidditch Through the Ages. And let me tell you, Warner Bros. Needs to hop on the sports movie train make a feel-good sports movie about Quidditch.
Oh, that'd be so sick.
Wouldn't that be so cool?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Like make the main character like a keeper or a beater or just something like not the seeker. Like give Harry his thing, you know?
Yeah,
And
but
just
like,
like it would be so cool.
oh my gosh, I would watch that.
I would watch it too,
Could you
just
imagine like a Rocky version of like a goalie or a
right?
keeper?
Yeah. just a ragtag Quidditch team, the Chudley Cannons.
Is that a real team?
Yeah, that's Ron's favorite team.
Oh, that's funny. Um, I guess for me, why do you think Harry Potter did so well as a series?
I honestly could not tell you. It just caught fire for no reason other than it is a really, really good. Okay. I think it's actually because so a lot of people think that Harry Potter is fantasy.
Hmm.
And yeah, there's all of the fantastical things, all the fantastic beasts, if you can
Literally
find them.
Fantastic Beasts. Yeah.
Um, but the stories themselves are actually mystery stories. And I
Oh.
don't think there were very many like mystery franchises that were coming out when I was a kid. And like I think she tapped into a weird little niche where it's like or niche. I don't know how I'm supposed to say it anymore. Um, but like it's fantasy and mystery.
Oh.
And I think that's really why it caught on because like it just created buzz all through the elementary school. Like, oh, like what do you think's gonna happen next?
Hmm.
And it didn't really catch steam until Goblet of Fire. I think it was when Goblet of Fire was already out when I started reading it, and I think I hopped on the train around the same time the rest of the masses jumped on the bandwagon.
I did read a fact that I think is true, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. She like submitted the book like 20 times and it kept getting like denied.
I don't know, actually. I wouldn't be surprised, but I also would be surprised because it's a Scholastic book, and I feel like it's hard to get in with Scholastic.
Apparently, if you submit it over and over again, you can wear
Yeah.
them down.
Well, maybe I mean she is from the UK, so maybe she started with a different publishing company over there. And then after that publishing company picked it up, maybe someone from Scholastic might have picked it up and they're like, dang, this book slaps.
I know for me, I really liked I liked how she didn't shy away from relationships in the book.
Yeah, the relationships are so good. Okay, everyone, if you've only watched the movies, you need to go read the books. I,
I
I
think
know we say that for everything, but like,
I
go
think
ahead.
one of the most iconic like kissing scenes, and sorry that I'm talking about kissing, is when Harry finally kisses Ginny.
You're talking about the movie?
No, no. Blah,
Well,
blah.
it's like the movie one is iconic because it's so bad.
Bonnie Wright was doing work in that, and Daniel Radcliffe was a wall.
I think they're both just a couple of walls.
But no, in the book, when Harry just like gets that like the desire, he's like, I gotta kiss her. I gotta kiss her right
Oh
now.
yeah, no, there's like chapters on chapters of him like hating on Dean for dating Ginny and just like being like worried about what Ron's gonna think, like all this stuff, all this. She captures the teen angst so well.
When it's so funny because literally people are after him to kill him.
Yeah,
And then he's like taking like that time in the book to be like, ugh, Dean is the worst.
yeah. Well, and that's number 6, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's like its own little isolated story of just Harry's life, but it like also fits in the whole overarching story.
So is that like your number one like shipped couple that you like? You liked Carrie and Ginny the most, or that's
It,
who I like the most.
in the book,
Yeah.
yeah, book Ginny is so cool. Like, okay, they do not translate this well to the screen, but she has personality from every single one of her brothers.
Hmm.
And like the Weasley boys are all so iconic. I think okay, Ron is a little bit the same as her, but like I think she embraces it and Ron wishes he was different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I don't know. She's just so cool. Like, just like, I feel like I remember her like doing some of the pranks with the Weasley twins, you know?
Hmm.
And like, I mean, Ron probably partook in some of that too, but like she was all about it, you know? And she's like she is such a powerful witch too. They like don't show that. Like they kind of do in Order of the Phoenix, the movie, when they're
Yeah.
like in the room of requirement, but like she is honestly such a powerful witch, and they just like didn't really translate that well to the screen.
Well, I do remember in number 7 when the Death Eaters come and blow up the burrow,
Hmm.
and he runs out to the field to like try to fight them.
Yeah, in this
Ginny
made up
does,
scene that never happened in the books.
yeah, but Ginny does run after him, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean they never fought, but
it's true. They just stand there while people. Okay, can we talk about this
yeah,
real quick?
yeah,
Flying people in the movies ticks me off so bad.
they don't do that in the books.
No, okay. Snape does it at the like okay, when Harry comes back in Hogwarts,
Mm-hmm.
Snape does it to get away from McGonagall, and Voldemort does it when Harry's leaving Privet Drive for good. Those are the only two times, and it's wild that Voldemort's not on a broom or anything. Everyone's like, how the frick is he doing that?
Wait, so Snape and Voldemort in the book are the only two that do that.
Yeah, they're the only two people that do that.
Does it ever say like why? Does it really go into that, or is that just like something that she's like showcasing their power?
I don't know. It might she might just be showcasing their power or showcasing that they're like using the dark arts. Like maybe it's a dark arts thing that no one else wants to touch.
I didn't know that. What do you, okay, if you could try one actual magical food or candy in the Harry Potter world, what would it be?
Mm. Okay, like we've got birdie bots in our world. We've got birdie bots. We've got chocolate frogs. We've got butter beer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can go to a candy shop and buy those. So I'm gonna go with something that I can't get at Universal Studios because obviously butterbeer would be the number one thing. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I am gonna go with Tun Tongue Toffee.
What does that do?
That is one of the uh Weasley Wizard Wheezings, I think they're called.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of their little treats that's supposed to get you out of class. So you eat one half and it basically gives you like a magical malady where you now have to go to the hospital wing. And when you're on your way to the hospital wing, you pop the other half in and it will cure you. So there's no lasting effects, but it gets you out of class.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so the Tun Tongue Toffee swells your tongue up so big, like it just starts.
Could you imagine not being able to swallow the cure?
You know, right? And it's actually kind of cool because that's in Harry Potter 5 that they introduced that, and the Weasleys go to Privet Drive to get Harry,
Hmm.
and the twins intentionally drop some of their candy, knowing that Dudley is a little chunk of a kid. And he eats some Tun Tongue Toffee, I think. And he just starts just
I didn't know that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, you got to read the books. I have all of
I
them.
did. No, I did read the books, but I think I was too young. Also, I do remember this. I remember that Harry Potter 6 is coming out and a group of friends were coming going to that theater. It was like a small local theater and I just wanted to be included and um I tried to finish the books really, really fast. I'm pretty sure I like skipped like chapters and I sped read it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think I missed a lot of those like fun little details.
You went with me
I
to the
did.
premiere of Harry Potter 6.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that is actually one of my claim to fames is we dressed up, remember?
Yeah.
And I brought my little wand that my friend Steve carved for me when we were in 4th grade. And so everyone's just sitting there in the theater. And some lady, girl, I don't know, she's probably like 18. starts skipping through our theater dressed as Bellatrix, just singing "I Killed Sirius Black," and our
And,
whole theater just went dead silent.
and there was like 300 people.
Oh yeah, it was packed, and I was just looking around like, no one's freaking gonna do anything about this. Are you kidding me? And I was like, I can do something about this. I have a wand. And I jumped up, and I know in the book this is actually a non-verbal spell, but I yelled Sectum Sempra at her, and the whole crowd went wild.
That's so cool. I do remember you saying that. I was in the bathroom though.
It's were you?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, it's honestly an embarrassing memory for me because it's like, I mean, who does that?
We do. Us.
Yeah, I did. I wouldn't do it now.
I want to talk about a little bit about like James Potter and that relationship that he has with Lily and with Snape. So like James was 21 when he died. Do you feel like James was portrayed in a way to make him seem like a hero, even though he was a bully growing up?
Are you saying in the movie or like in the books?
Yeah, in the books, in the movies, whichever one you
Okay,
want.
here's what I think about the Marauders. A lot of what we know about the Marauders is from the kid they used to bully.
I guess that's true, huh?
It's a little bit like England writing the history for the Vikings. It makes them seem like the worst people on earth. But when you actually get into the history of it, the Vikings were actually like normal people, cleaner than the English, just like little things like that. But okay, I think that if you take the series as a whole, you can see James as a hero.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like this is also getting into the whole Snape Lily thing.
Yeah.
That's really weird. Like he's really weird about it.
You wouldn't go after love in high school for the next 20 years of your life?
Okay, so geez. Um I am 31. I am the age that Snape was when he started um teaching Harry.
Oh.
And high school feels so long ago. Like, bro, give it up. But yeah, like okay, in the movies, like he's like a 60-year-old dude, so it's definitely like, holy cow, like you've been holding on to this for a while. So it's like when I back it up to my actual age that Snape was, it's like a little more understandable, but it's also like, come on. Like it's just so annoying. But like, here's the thing. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I can't believe that Lily picked James over Snape. Snape was blah blah blah. Like she should have gone with him. He was nice. He was her friend." And it's like, okay, first of all, he's in the friend zone. Who do we know that gets out of the friend zone? Nobody. Okay.
It's a very small percentage.
Yeah, but like jokes aside, he was literally like planning on joining the Death Eaters as a student in Hogwarts. Lily knew that.
So it's sort of like the equivalent of like somebody in high school purposely saying, I'm gonna go deal drugs.
Yeah, I guess.
How else would you say, I guess?
Well, I mean, it's more like and like this is like kind of worse than the whole dealing drugs thing. It's like being friends with somebody who's like, yeah, I absolutely agree with the Axis forces.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I'm going to join them.
Wow. Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
straight up like red flag, red flag, red flag.
Yeah. And like, yes, James was like a bully and he took things way too far, but he was also a teenager. Like when I think about the things I did as a teenager, I wasn't a good kid either.
Yeah, I guess there's like mistakes made.
Yeah, like I mean, some of the pranks I've pulled as a kid that I'm definitely not going to admit to on on the internet for other people to be like, "Oh my gosh, that was you."
Yeah, yeah. I'll keep
And
those secrets.
yeah, and keep them safe. But like I feel like I'm not a bad person, and like I mean there's so many people that I've like talked to about like I'm sorry for the way I treated you. Like there's like anyway, like we don't have to get into me. It's like James, yes, he did some stupid things, probably more because Sirius wanted to do them. But in the long run, I think what we have to do is look to Lily. Lily's not an idiot. Lily is very smart and presumably a good judge of character.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and she chose James. She picked him over Snape. So Snape's mad at James thinking that James did something sneaky, but it's more because Snape took a dark path and James started straightening up his life. Like I think was James head boy or was it Remus? I think Remus actually was head boy.
I wouldn't know. I didn't even know one of them was head boy.
I think Remus was head boy, but like even then, even though it's not James, like Remus can sit there and talk to Lily about what him and his friends like she might have found out. I mean, she was brilliant. She was the Hermione of her age. She probably knew that Lupin was a werewolf.
Really? You think so?
I think she did. She's not an idiot.
Well, she was in what's it, Slughorn?
The Slug Club, yeah.
Yeah, the Slug Club, right?
Yeah, she was in the Slug Club. But like I wouldn't be surprised if she like found out that the other three Marauders became animagi. Is that how you'd say the plural?
I guess
Each
so.
of them each of them could turn into animals, and they did that to help Lupin as a werewolf.
Oh, they didn't do it just because they wanted to? They like,
No,
what?
no, they did it so he wouldn't be okay. Well, we're going deep, guys. The Shrieking Shack, okay? Um, it it did exist in Hogsmeade. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they had to build it as a haunted house, but it was there, and there was a tunnel from the grounds that went to the Shrieking Shack. I don't know if they put the tunnel in. They probably did, but they put the Whomping Willow over the tunnel. So what would happen is they would take Lupin to the Shrieking Shack so he could turn into a werewolf, and he was trapped in the Shrieking Shack as a werewolf.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was how he was able to go to school, and they would keep the rest of the students safe. So he would just chill because this was before the Wolf's Bane potion existed. So he was like he just literally had to turn into a werewolf. There was no way around it.
So in the movies, they make it seem like he's really strong. So he couldn't like break out of the shack.
Uh, I guess maybe he could, but I don't see why he would want to. Like there's a bunch of scratch marks everywhere, and the furniture's all broken and everything. But the thing is, his friends thought that it was messed up that they treated him like that, and they figured that if they could turn into animals, because werewolves react differently to humans than they do to animals.
Mm-hmm.
So if they could turn into animals, they could hang out with him basically. And so they did. They went through the process to become unregistered and a magi and a magi. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. Um, but yeah, so like they did it so they could be with him. And then it was those nights that they were with him as um like as animals that they would go around like because they were able so Lupin isn't in a right state of mind unless he's like with his friends, I think,
Mm-hmm.
um in animal form. And they would go around the castle, and that's how they created their map, was because they knew so much about the school because they were running around as animals at night.
Oh,
Yeah.
does it ever say how they came up with the name Marauder?
No, I don't think it does, but I do think there should be a Marauder series. That I mean, that's a low hanging 7 book like fruit, I guess.
Oh, interesting. That would be it. I would read it.
Yeah, 100%. It would be so good, especially because like apparently to become an animagi, you have to like there's like a specific leaf that you're supposed to hold under your tongue for a month or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So like a lot of people are like, can you imagine like the excuses they would come up with to not talk during that month or something like that?
That'd be so fun to watch.
Yeah, and during that time, Remus would be the only one who could talk because he doesn't need to try to turn into an animal. He just does it.
And so if he did become head boy, he would be like a troublesome head boy.
Oh, that's true.
That'd be so funny.
We should look up if he did become head boy or not.
Well, I actually have another question about number 7 with the obliviate spell that Hermione does on her parents.
Yeah.
If Hermione had died, would her parents like they would that charm still exists in their mind even if she dies, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Uh but so she didn't actually obliviate her parents in the book.
Oh, what did she do?
Yeah, in the movie they make it seem like she's just heartless and she's like, "See you later, mom and dad." In the book, she altered their memories so they didn't have any memories of having a daughter. She removed herself from pictures and things. Like I think all that did happen. But she also gave them such a strong desire to move to Australia. Like
Oh.
magically. Magically she told them you need to move to Australia. So they just up and packed their things, not even remembering having a daughter, and moved to Australia. But it was a reversible charm that she did on them. So I think if she did die, then they would just live their life never remembering that they had a daughter. But she did it with the intent to go and like alter their memories back. And like they would have all of their memories, like it would just come back, and she would probably be like, "Hey, you remember this whole thing that was going on? This is what I've been doing the last year and a half, and this is why you don't remember it." I could see her parents being pissed, but also like probably grateful.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. I don't
Yeah,
that'd be so tough on both parts.
yeah, yeah. And I'm a little wealth of knowledge over here about Harry Potter.
Okay, well then let me ask you another question. Um,
I
in
think it's actually a well of knowledge.
ah, either way, you're knowledgeable. So in number
Semantics.
so in number 7, I do remember in the book that Wormtail choked himself, right?
Yeah, yeah. In the book, so he had to cut his hand off to get Voldemort back,
Yeah.
and Voldemort gave him a new magical hand. And when Harry and Ron are breaking out of the cellar in the Malfoy Manor,
Mm-hmm.
he's basically like choking them out, and Harry like reminded him how Harry spared his life in the Shrieking Shack. So he hesitated and like let go, and because of that, like I think there was like some sort of charm on the hand turned on him and killed him.
Oh my goodness. So I always thought that he just like remembered that he did love James and Lily, but it wasn't that. It was that Harry, it was like a life for a life thing.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, wow. I
Yeah.
thought maybe he had a redeeming quality, but I guess there was not.
No, there's no redeeming qualities for Peter Pettigrew.
So
There's
what
more redeeming qualities for Snape, honestly. I know what we should do that we probably should have done at the beginning.
what?
What's your house?
Oh, I said a little bit earlier, but I'm Gryffindor.
What's your
Um,
wand?
my wand is Ivy.
Interesting. Per Pottermore or Ollivander when you were chosen at
My
Universal?
my wand, it was chosen at Universal, and that's the one that I'm choosing to go by because that was the coolest experience of my life.
Wow.
Considering it was the first thing
Wow.
we did.
And you got married. That's
It goes Ollivanders, then it goes Twilight premiere, then my wedding day.
oh wow.
Just kidding, just kidding. But no, it was like the first thing that we did. We got into the park, and they were like all the rides, but Ollivanders was right there, and we were like, well, let's hit it up. There's not like a huge line. So we hopped in and they were like, "Oh, you actually have to wait here because there's another group in." That's why there wasn't a line, because they had just let the people in. And so we were like waiting in the front of the line, and then like some more people came up behind us. There's probably like 12 to 15 of us. And then they ushered us into this room, and I was like, I knew that they would pick one person to do that like experience with, where they're like, the wand chooses you. And I didn't expect it to be me. But here's the thing, I'm short, I was in the front, and I think that really helped my case.
They thought you were a little kid.
Yeah. Well, I was wearing a backpack, so maybe that helped. I look like
Oh
Dora a
yeah.
little bit.
And then you kiss Preston after, and they're like, "What the?"
They were like, "What?" um, yeah. So like I got in there, and then they were like, "You, this is for you. Like, you got to come forward." And I like looked at Preston, and I was like, "Yeah." I didn't like do that, but that's what my eyes were
You
like.
talked too loud; it cut you out.
Oh, I was like, yeah, this is the best thing. But of course, way like louder with my eyes and my energy. And then I went to like the counter, and they did that thing where I have to do a spell. And then I like killed a plant, and I made the lights go out. And then they handed me my wand, which is behind me for those of you that can see. It's Ivy, and it's super cool. And turns out that it's only at Universal. So like not even Hogwarts Legacy has it on there.
How neat
And
is that?
what?
How neat is that?
Super neat. Like it's such a unique wand, and that's why I choose to go buy it. On Hogwarts, or on Pottermore, I keep getting like different wands, even though I feel like I'm answering around the same area.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
What's
I
the
just
core?
Dragon Heart.
Hmm. Dragon Heart ring.
Yeah, it's always Dragon Heart, and I think I've gotten unicorn hair once on Pottermore, but
Nice.
I think that was when I was purposely trying to get like Slytherin or Ravenclaw just to see what it was like.
Yeah.
What about you?
What is your? Oh, well, we're not done with these, and then you can come to me.
Oh, okay, okay.
What's your Patronus?
Oh, by choice or by whatever Pottermore
Both.
tells me?
Both.
Okay, so Pottermore tells me that I'm like a dog. I don't
What
remember.
breed? Because Pottermore is very specific on the breeds of dogs and horses and
Oh,
cats.
geez. Like an English spiny hair. I don't remember.
Nice.
I was like,
What's your
I
one by
was,
choice?
I think like something that I think would be cool if it was like an elephant.
Nice.
Like I think it'd be really that's my favorite animal, and I think it would just be really cool to have like a really small human being be like expecto patronum, and then just like and like like this elephant just comes out of nowhere and just like starts stomping the dementors.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that would be so cool.
What is your house?
My house is Thunderbird. I'm dead serious. I am from America. I would have gone to Ilvermorny. Thunderbird is my house.
That is cool. I heard, now this is a rumor, and I hope that it comes true, that Hogwarts Legacy sequel is going to be Ilvermorny.
I heard that too.
That would be
Okay,
amazing.
can you imagine if they do that? Like, there's like 11 schools out there that they could just create a video game franchise. They could become the new Assassin's Creed.
I think it would be so cool. And I also feel like because nobody, like no movie and no book has really like shown Ilvermorny, they would be given a lot more creative freedoms with Ilvermorny.
Yeah, and Ilvermorny is definitely a good one to go into next because it's like based off of Hogwarts, and we should actually have like an episode about Ilvermorny. Like, we can go into it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with
Yeah.
that.
But Gryffindor is my Hogwarts house.
Oh, cool.
At per Pottermore, I actually thought I was a Slytherin, and I took the quiz, not trying to get anything, and I came out with Gryffindor, and I was like, okay.
So I read a fact on Hogwarts Legacy. I'm just bringing this back up again. Um, the top house, like the most registered players right now.
Can I guess?
Yes.
Hufflepuff.
No, Slytherin.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So now, granted, it's only on Xbox, the Series X, right?
Yeah, and PS5
And PS5. So we don't know
and
what,
PC.
because I really feel like when Nintendo Switch people come out, they really give off a lot of Hufflepuff vibes. So maybe it'll shoot up to the top.
I
What
don't
about
know.
what about your wand? What is your
My
wand?
wand, per Pottermore is a Rowan wand. I don't like
Whoa.
I don't like the way that it looks though on like Universal. It's got like a skull on the back. It's like, I don't know. And this is actually kind of interesting. I lost my Pottermore login.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I retook it. I actually got Ravenclaw the second time, but I don't identify as Ravenclaw. But my wand was the exact same on both.
Oh
Exact
wow.
same like core, exact same wood, exact same length.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wait,
that's
what's
kind
your
of cool.
core?
My core is Dragon Heartstring,
Oh,
but
okay.
by choice, as a child, I always said that my wand would be a birch wand.
Oh, that's cool. You can tell
Yeah.
it's an aspen by the way it is.
Well, birch and aspen are different.
I know, but still.
Yeah, they're similar. Same but different. But yeah, I like going with my whole like American wizard thing. I think that my wand would be a birch wand with a thunderbird feather core.
Whoa.
Yes.
That would be sick. Oh, they should put in like different cores for the different schools.
Well, there are different cores.
Oh my goodness, that
Yeah,
would be
and
sick.
when we can get into that in like the extended episode.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Patronus.
Per Pottermore, it is a great white shark.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
which is actually kind of cool. And on my alternate account, since I had it, I like tried it again with because like there's some answers that I'm like, "Ah, I kind of like both these answers, you know."
Hmm.
So I picked the other answers on it, and it was an adder snake.
Wow,
Yeah, so I got two like pretty rare Patronuses, but I actually think that my Patronus would be a buffalo, a great American bison.
that would be cool.
Yeah, I
That'd be
mean,
super cool.
I kind of look like a buffalo.
Your Patronus, you'd be like, expect a Patronum, and then
It's just me,
well, the buffalo just like comes lumbering out, but it's like in no hurry.
right? It just sits there, and I just tell the Dementors like, "Don't get too close now. If you get too close, he's gonna charge."
It like comes up right behind him. It's in its blind spot.
Right?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Okay, but could you imagine if my Patronus just created a herd of buffalo?
Now that would be sick.
That would be cool, like a stampede.
I wish that's something. Now I know that we're getting close to the end, but I do wish Patronuses were something that like we're more focused on in the books because I know that she like goes into it a little bit, but I wish that like Patronuses were more, I don't know, used or seen.
Well, they are in the book. You can use your Patronus as like an alternate form of messaging.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Like in Harry Potter 7, there's like Kingsley sends a thing to the wedding at the Weasleys,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just like, "They're coming. They're coming."
That's so creepy.
Yeah, but like in the book, it's just like, "Oh, the ministry has fallen. They are coming." But in the book, he's like he like explains it like, "Oh, it turns out this guy is actually like a bad guy. He's the minister now. They're coming. Everybody get out of there."
Interesting. Anything else?
Not Harry Potter wise, but Nerd News Roundup wise, we have a little announcement. So we are filming this currently on uh April 1st for me and April 2nd for Paige. It's like almost 2 a.m. for Paige.
Yeah.
What a trooper. Um, so yeah, it's April 1st, but like this isn't gonna go up on YouTube for like 3 more weeks. So we've realized that Nerd News Roundup doesn't really make sense for us to talk about real time. So what we're gonna do in the description below, also on our Instagram page, we'll probably have something about it too. We're creating a Nerd News Roundup email newsletter.
Whoa.
Yes. So if you would like to support us, which would just be so cool, um, you can just like give us your email, and when we post a video, we will send an email saying, hey, we just posted a video. And on that same email, we'll have current news. So like we're filming this April 1st. It'll probably go out. I don't know the exact date. 3 weeks from now, April, like April 21st. And um, if there's more current news on April 21st, we can talk about that. Does that
Yeah,
make
and
sense?
yeah, we're not going to bombard you with emails. Just whenever a new video comes out is when you're going to get that update.
Yeah. Yes. So sign up for the email if you want nerd news or if you just want to support us. Also, like and subscribe, all that stuff that everybody always talks about that you never actually do. Do it for us.
That's so funny because
I mean, am I right or am I right?
no, you're right. You're right.
Like,
have I subscribed to our YouTube channel yet? Currently, right now, no.
oh
Will
my
I? Will I?
gravy.
Will I tomorrow morning? Yeah.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, like it just helps it get out there. We'll get more followers, and eventually we could maybe like get some sort of like, oh, this episode is sponsored by, which is annoying for you guys, but it's good for us because then I could get a new background.
And then we can start doing giveaways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
I'm all about the
excited.
giveaways.
Yeah, I was thinking Preston came up with the idea. He was like, "What if you guys give away a Funko?"
Oh,
Ooh,
a Funko.
it'd be pretty fun.
Co. Yeah, everyone get in the comments. Write down what kind of giveaway you want.
Oh yeah, do that.
Yeah, let's keep it real. We're not Mr. Beast. We're not going to be throwing a Tesla at you.
Not yet.
Not not yet.
A Hot Wheels Tesla comes across.
I just had an interesting thought. If we get to 100,000, when we get to 100,000
Thank
subscribers,
you.
do we only get one silver YouTube button?
I think we
You
get
know what I'm
two.
talking about?
I think we get
Would
two.
would we?
Who would keep it?
I'm older.
Yeah,
I'll hold on to it until we get however many we need for the gold one, and then you can have the silver one.
I'll just get the hand-me-downs like I did the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I'll be okay with that.
Okay, I think we're dragging this out way too long. We're gonna have an email newsletter. Go sign up, like, subscribe. We love you all.
Adios. Wow.
Nerd.